plug-in hybrids have a place in the EU after 2035? Is this the end of merger talks between Nissan and Honda? And which car makers made big electrified announcements this week? This is the Automotive Update, presented by AutoVista24. I'm AutoVista24 editor Tom Geggus here with the latest edition of the Automotive Update. We're going to take a look at some of the biggest automotive stories from the past week, so let's get started. Plug-in hybrids, also known as PHEVs, might have a future in the EU's car park. This week, Der Spiegel and Electrive reported that negotiations in Brussels have not yet ruled out the sales of the powertrain after 2035. This follows the Commission's launch of a strategic dialogue with the automotive sector at the end of January. This is looking to address some of the biggest challenges currently facing the automotive industry. In a strategy paper, the EU stated that, as part of the dialogue, we will identify immediate solutions to safeguard industry's capacity to invest, by looking at possible flexibilities to make sure our industry remains competitive without lowering the overall ambition of the 2025 targets. Moreover, reaching the 2035 climate neutrality target for cars will require a technology-neutral approach, in which e-fuels have a role to play through a targeted amendment of the regulation as part of the foreseen review. As talks began, Ola Källenius, CEO of Mercedes-Benz and a SEAT president, commented, "The EU auto industry remains fully committed and economically invested in the transition towards zero-emission mobility. But the only way for this transition to succeed is to make it a market and demand-driven transformation. The upcoming action plan must be built on this premise. The reality check to the current European Green Deal will not slow us down, but rather propel this transformation by removing bottlenecks and introducing necessary flexibilities." More will be known when Transport Commissioner Apostolos Tissakostas presents an action plan for the sector on the 5th of March. Merger talks between Honda and Nissan appear to be all but over, according to reports from Reuters, the Financial Times, and The Guardian. A majority of Nissan's board reportedly rejected an offer from Honda to become a fully owned subsidiary, moving away from the original plans for a joint holding company. Instead, Nissan is now looking elsewhere for a partner. This search looks to be expansive, moving outside of the automotive industry, potentially including technology companies. One current touted possibility is Taiwan's Hon Hai Precision Industry, also known as Foxconn, which is known for making iPhones for Apple. There were some big electrified announcements this week. Volkswagen provided its employees in Wolfsburg with a glimpse of its upcoming entry-level battery electric vehicle, or BEV. The all-electric car will come with a base price of around €20,000. It will be part of the new electric small car family developed within Volkswagen Group. The model family includes compact all-electric vehicles based on the latest evolution of the Modular Electric Drive, or MEB, platform. The first new BEV will be the production version of the ID.2 All show car. It will reach dealerships in 2026 as VW's first all-electric small car with a base price of less than €25,000. Now, at the other end of the affordability spectrum, Ferrari confirmed it would unveil its first electric vehicle in early October, as reported by the FT. In an earnings call, Chief Executive Benedetto Vigna said the model's performance, driving and style would be unique. Meanwhile, Aston Martin's new CEO, Adrian Hallmark, commented on the brand's electrification plans. He said the carmaker's first EV will arrive in this decade. However, hybrid derivatives will also be added through to 2035, as reported by Autocar. The sentiment in Germany's automotive industry hit a new low in January, according to the IFO Institute's latest report. The sector sees competitiveness as its biggest concern. IFO industry expert Anita Wolfel said the automotive industry is stuck in a crisis. In particular, it sees its competitive position in serious danger. In January, companies assessed their position on foreign markets as lower than ever before. This was both inside and outside of the EU. They have also significantly lost ground on the German market. Strong competition from China, Trump's threats to impose tariffs on US imports from the EU in the near future, and strain at home are putting considerable pressure on the German automotive industry, Wolf added. This news came as Germany's new car registration figures were confirmed for January. In total, 207,640 new cars were delivered in the month, down 2.8% year on year. While BEV deliveries boomed by 53.5% at the start of the year, not all was as it seemed. To find out more, head over to AutoVista24 for Tom Hooker's analysis of the month's numbers. Phil Curry also examined the UK's performance, where January's deliveries declined by 2.5%. Next week, AutoVista24 will also break down figures from France, Italy and Spain, so make sure you're signed up for our email to get the latest news right to your inbox. And subscribe to the AutoVista24 podcast while you're at it. We're available on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music, but we're hosted on Spotify. That means you can leave us a comment about this episode, so go ahead and give it a go. And check out AutoVista24's YouTube channel as well. There you'll find our What is Explainer videos, Launchport series, and webinar recordings. The Polish government has launched a new subsidy program for electric car purchases. Only new electric passenger cars with a price tag not exceeding 225,000 Polish zloty, equating to roughly 53,600 euros, will be eligible for support. The base subsidy per car is 18,750 zloty. Now, an additional 10,000 zloty will be available for those people scrapping an older internal combustion engine powered car, and individuals with an annual income of less than 135,000 zloty can receive a further 11,250 zloty. In total, 1.6 billion Polish zloty has been assigned to fund the scheme. Stellantis has confirmed it is deepening its ties with artificial intelligence company Mistral AI. The latest collaboration project is an in-car assistant designed to provide real-time conversational support to drivers. Users will be able to ask about vehicle features, troubleshooting, or warning indicators. Outside of the car, the two companies are deploying AI to streamline the analysis of component databases, process information from development fleets and surveys, power a chatbot for Stellantis employees in France, and detect manufacturing errors in real time. And finally, France is introducing inductive charging to a stretch of motorway. Vinci Autoroutes is installing inductive coil springs under the road on a 1.5 kilometre stretch of the A10, not too far from Paris. The Charge As You Drive project is trialling the technology with 4 vehicles equipped with receiver coils. This includes a heavy goods vehicle, a utility vehicle, a car, and a coach. These vehicles will hit the road in real traffic conditions after installation work is completed around the end of April. Now, that is all we have time for today. Don't forget to check out the show notes where you'll find a link to our companion article on AutoVista24. It has links to all of the stories from today's episode. AutoVista24 journalist Tom Hooker was this episode's co-producer. Additional thanks go to AutoVista24's special content editor, Phil Curry. The music was Better Find a Solution Fast by Richard Ames. Thank you very much for listening to the AutoVista24 podcast.